Hi and welcome of Fabamary. Today we're gonna talk about Bravo and a deck that I made for him for Blitz. Why Bravo, you might ask? Two reasons for that. Bravo is the first hero I start with when I start to play Flesh and Blood November last year. He's a quite easy hero to understand, so it's pretty good to start the game with him. Note that for the people who start the game, I will make a video of a budget version of this deck. So if you want to play Bravo and you just don't have all the cards, this video might interest you quite a lot. So you can subscribe and check when this one will come out, but in the next few days it should be there. The second reason is that right now in the competitive play, Bravo is not on the top tier list, to be honest, right? I would say now the top three should be Kano, Ira, Adointhia. But that might change with the new set coming up actually really soon, Monarch, in 1 week, because inside there is a new class called Illusionist, and they have a pretty big weakness against class that have huge attack like Guardian. So maybe in the next few weeks Bravo will be maybe see more play. So let's start the deck list. So Bravo, it's a young hero. We play in the young version for the Blitz, of course. So he has an intelligence of 4 and 20 life points, pretty classical. And his ability is that he will, for 2 as an action, he will give your next attack action card with a cost of 3 or greater. Always remember that, that's really important, to gain Dominate and go again. Go again on the ability, not the card, sorry. And what is Dominate is that your next attack can be defended only with 1 card of your opponent's hands, which can let your attack go through. Of course, they can block with the equipment that they have, but that gives you more chances to hit them for 4 or more, which enable the crush ability that we have on the Guardian card. So the Dominate, it's a quite strong keyword to give to your next attack. Next, the weapon. So we play in most matchup, actually all the matchup except one, Athenos. So it's a weapon that attack for 3 resources and 4 attack, and it will attack for 6 if you have 2 or more cards in your pitch zone with a cost of 3 or greater. Again, the cost cost 3 or greater. It gets really important in the Guardian class. So it's for that most of your card, I would say 85% maybe, will have a cost of 3 or more. The next weapon that we use against Kano, so the wizard only. Why this card we use it against him? It's because against a Kano you don't need to use your attack action card a lot. Actually, you will just defend with them, attack with the hammer, and it will be quite difficult for Kano to stop that happening. And you will just save your card and resources to nullify his arcane damage. Next, the equipment. So for the head, I will use the Helm of Eisenpeak. Pretty cool card which has Battle Warn, so you can defend for 1. And the card will have a -1 after, but will stay in the arena, so you can after destroy it for 1 action and 1 resources to give your hero 1 intelligence more until the end of turn. So it means that you will have 5 cards in hand at the end of your turn, which is pretty good because you can defend with more card your next opponent attacks, and you will have more card for your next turn to enable big attack like Crippling Crush. Next one is the Tectonic Plating. So it's the legendary for Guardian. So it's a pretty important card to play in Bravo. Not all the legendary equipment are important in each class, but the Tectonic Plating, it's quite good in Bravo. It's pretty mandatory to have it, to run it competitively. Why? Because once a turn, you can, for one action and one resources, create a seismic token, a seismic search token, sorry, and go again. Know that it has battle one also, so it defends quite well. And a seismic surge will allow you to that your next attack, next turn, if it's a Guardian attack action, will be reduced of one resources. So that's really good because it can enable you to, after play, have enough resources to play behind it, up or more, or to give your attack dominate. So it's a really good card, this Tectonic Plating. If you're quite into the Guardian, I recommend you to try to get it, to trade for it. It's a really pretty important piece of equipment. Next is the Crater Fist. This card is from a Crucible of World, so it's getting really quite expensive at the moment. I've been lucky to open it at a time when the boxes were not so expensive. Now this card is floating around $60, $70, I think. So I don't recommend to get it. I recommend you to wait to get the unlimited boxes of Crucible Wars that should be coming in a couple of months. So you don't need to rush for it. It's not a really important card, and it can be really easily replaced by the Goliath Gauntlet. So this one is not a necessary card and can be easily replaced. What it does is that it has a defense for 2, tempered. So it will be destroyed if it comes to 0. So you pretty much defend for 1 with this one. Why? Because after you, so for one action, you pay 3. So it's a lot, huh? To give your your attack with Crush plus 2 attack attack this turn. Go again. And it's not huge. It might make the difference, but it's better to play a promo or to give your attack dominate. This is not huge, I would say. And for the leg, we run the Iron Rod legs. There's no better cards right now for the leg in Guardian, so you can run this one. Against a Cano, so you will play all the 4 new rune equipment to block all his attack, arcane damage. Why that? Because a Cano deck will try to always do to you 3 to 4 damage, and sometimes those 4 damage on a Sonic Boom or a Lesson of Lava can be quite important to block the whole arcane damage, all the 4. Because if you let one to go through, it might give them the advantage to enable more attacks and more damage behind it. So in Guardian, you will run the whole set of the new rune piece of equipment. Okay, let's go on the deck list of the red pitch. So we start with Crippling Crush. So that's the big Guardian, big Bravo attack. It's a Bravo specialization, so it costs 7, and he attack for 11. I think, if I'm not wrong, is one or the biggest attack right now in the game. So it hurt quite a bit. So imagine if you give this Dominate. So when you realize that Dominate costs to give Dominate, it costs 2, and this costs 7 here. So in the pitch value, it means that you will use 3 blue to have the possibility to do that, which it's not impossible at all, because in a Bravo deck, you're gonna run a lot of blue. I think it's between 26, around 26. So it's a lot of blue. So you will have hands with blue a lot, blue pitch a lot. And the crush on effect on the crippling crush is that if it deals 4 or more damage, the opponent will have to discard 2 random cards, which is pretty much they will get rid of their all hands to defend crippling crush, or they will lose the remaining cards that they have. So it's the big attack of Guardian. It's a really good card. The next one is the Spanner Crush. So Spanner Crush is a pretty good one too, 5 for 9 attack. Sorry. So this is if the crush hit, so pass, especially against a ninja, it will stop your opponent that their cards will not have go again. And against a ninja or a warrior, it's a pretty good, a pretty huge deal, because you will pretty much turn off their next turn in terms of damage. So it's a pretty good card, and I like it quite a lot. Next one is Mangle. Love the art, really amazing art from Musetti, really great. So Mangle, it's a card that not all the Guardian play it. I personally do. I like it because it do 8 damage for 4, so it's already a really big attack. And the crush on it, it will destroy an equipment which have already a -1 counter on it, which happen quite a lot because people will defend with their equipment in against a Guardian, because you give your attack dominate. So Mangle, if it go through, can do quite a lot of damage actually. Some other people play Righteous Cleansing. So it's a yellow pitch card. I will put it here for your information. I found this card a bit expensive, and this card will have less, I would say, impact against the new classes that use the Banish Zone, like Chain, the Shadow Rune Blade, or Livia, the Shadow Brute, because they play with the Banish Zone. So the discard banish cards, so you actually you give them fuel more than you give them like an issue to deal with. So I think this card is not going to see much play against those classes. So it's for that I replace it with Mangle myself. The next one is Plummel. So Plummel, it's a really good generic attack action card that give +4 for your hammer, or that will give you attack +4. And if he hits, which most likely will, discard a card and enable pretty much crush behind it too. So it's a really good card in many classes and in Guardian also. After we play 2 Sigil of Solace to gain for the life gain, because you're gonna defend a lot. After, in the same sense, 2 Blessing of Deliverance. It's a good card, a good aura card for Guardian, because for 2, so know that if you pitch a 3 blue card, you might enable the Tectonic Plating and play this card. So you play and so you prepare your next attack pretty much, and if you have a cost of 3 of greater in your pitch zone, you draw a card. So this card will replace itself, so it's pretty good. And at the beginning of your next action phase, you're gonna reveal cards again with cost 3 or greater, and you will gain 1 life for each of them. So it's a pretty good card to block and go on with it on your next turn. After, I play 1 Remembrance for the long games to get your big attack, like a Crippling Crush, Spanner Crush, sorry for the focus, and the Mangle to get them back in your deck, to get a bit more fuel to finish the game, if the game is getting long enough. Next one, I play Forge for War. Not also all the Bravo deck use this card. I tried and I like it quite a lot actually. Again, for 2 and go again, it will give you equipment +1. So it means that during the next your next opponent turn and attack, this will reduce the attack quite a bit, and they might not want to throw everything at you because you're gonna block a bit for free here. So it's a pretty cool design of a card, and I like it. So you might try it if you didn't put it in your deck up until here. The next bunch of the card, it's the big bunch, is the blue pitch. So first I run 2 of Showtime. Good card in all. This card will go to pick your, again is a Bravo specialization, your Crippling Crush. That's what you pretty much go pick up in your deck and to put in your hand. And the next turn you will draw a card, so you will have the card pretty much in your hand to enable a Dominate and a Crippling Crush. So Showtime, prepare your next attack. Really good card. Stamp of Authority, have a bit of the same. You will have, if you have 2 cards with a cost of 3 or greater in your pitch zone, you will get 1 intelligence more. So you will have 1 more card to defense with on your next opponent attacks phase, and their attack phase will not be that great for them because they cannot have the effect to trigger when they hit. So against Ara deck or a Warrior or Anthea, it will make their turn a bit slow and their attack not so strong. So this card is pretty good to have. Again, it's a Crucible of War card, so you might want to wait for the Unlimited to come out. You don't need to rush to get it. Also, nice art on it, and like really you feel the power of the authority there. Chronal Crush, so you will use most likely this card as a pitch card because it's just an 8 attack for 6, and its crush effect is not that great, just to stop your opponent to draw during their turn, right? So it's not at the end of the turn, it's during the action phase, which not a lot of class is doing this. Now we will have Illusionists that can do that with their mentor card, actually, but Chronal Crush is most likely a pitch card. After there is Disable, also a card that have a crush effect to put. So if it deals 4 damage or more, they will have to put their arsenal card on the bottom of their decks. Pretty good effect here. You might use this card as an attack, actually. Last Ditch Effort, a card that you normally don't attack with it, because you gain +4 attack and go again only if you don't have any card in your deck, which never happened to me up until now, but it might actually with a Guardian, because you push the long game with that deck. So the last Ditch Effort might come handy actually, and again it's a 3 cost card, so it's more for that you're playing this card in this deck. Crush the Weak, also pretty strong against a white attack strategy deck, which is like a ninja again. So you want to use this card against it, but again it's just only a 5 attack card, so to deal the 4 might not go through that often actually. Choke Slam, The crush effect also, which they cannot, their attack cannot gain more attack next turn. And no, attack action card. So yeah, again, more for pitch value. And blocking blow also a bit better, I would say, because it matched pretty well with Mangle, right? Because this one will put a counter on it, and you can destroy it after with Mangle. So it goes pretty well with it, I would say. Next, it's the Emerging Dominance. So this will give your next attack next turn +1 and dominate. So it's just you're preparing your attack here. You are just, and you will launch it next turn. So that's the goal of this card. Here, Blessing on Deliverance. We already see that card in the red pitch. Towering Titan. So that card, you can see, have a huge cost of 9. So you need to have a full hand of blue, which is quite possible actually, and happen quite often with this card. And you prepare your next attack that it will have +8. So that's gonna hurt. So if you give it dominate +8, you're gonna crush your opponent, and that feels great. And next, it's the defense reaction card. You have Stouch Response, again for defense for 5, and you pay 2, so it's a really good one. You can additionally pay 4 to give it +3, but you're not gonna use that a lot. And the last one will block for 5, and you pay 3, so it's a bit less good than Stouch Response here, but you can play it from your arsenal. It will defend for 6. There you go. You have your deck list for Bravo Blitz deck. If you have any question, you can write in a comment and I will answer. Please like the video, share it if you have people that might be interested in a deck like this. I will come up, like I promised you, with a budget version of these decks in the following days. Up until then, see you and have fun with Flesh and Blood.